Hello everybody, good evening. Is it loud enough? Can you hear? Louder? Louder? Right. Better? A bit louder. Still louder. Still louder? Louder. Okay, it's good. Thank you all for coming. It's it's incredible that you're here and that the book has been published and that this is happening. And we're so grateful. And we just want to say a few words. One, about how I'm So Many Things came about. Secondly, what the vision is. And thirdly, we want to say thank you to some amazing people. So, we'll start with a bit of a story. I'll do the kind of middle to long version. Is that okay? Growing up, I'd go on kind of youth camps and Christian camps and things, and some of our leaders would send us off at the end of it with a list of kind of declarations from the Bible about who we are. And there's one that stuck in my mind forever, and it was, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, from Psalm 139. And it's like kind of Bible 101. You're very young, you get kind of taught that, and that always stuck in my mind. And that was kind of it on my declarations journey for a long time, until a few years back when I went through a really tough time in my life, and a real kind of breaking and remaking. And all of the things that I thought I was kind of based on were being fun, being skinny, being blonde, and being all these things which kind of crumbled. And so I had to say, God, who am I apart from these things that can fade very quickly? And I was feeling deeply insecure and self-conscious, and all of the things that I thought I was as being life and soul of the party Thea was like meh. And so God began to take me on a journey of telling me who I was, regardless of how I felt or how much I was the things that I wanted to be. And it started with 3 declarations that a mentor at the time got me saying in the mirror. And one was, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, this one that had been around for ages. And the other was, I have a beautiful and healthy body. And the third was, I'm enough just as I am. And I began to speak them over myself daily and watch life change. Because one of the things that would really trip me up was feeling the need to perform at parties, with friends, wherever it was, this need to kind of put on the masks and be this person I thought I wanted to be, or I thought people wanted me to be. Turned out they didn't at all, so that was a waste of time. But I would try and kind of gear up to be this thing. And so just remembering, oh, I'm enough just as I am. This whole kind of performance thing would just wither away as this declaration began to really take root in my heart. And the other, I struggled around food and my body and body image. And as I began to believe and receive, I have a beautiful and healthy body. Those desires to restrict food or go totally overboard with food, I didn't need to. I'd be about to and go, oh no, I have a beautiful and healthy body. I don't need to restrict or punish my body by totally eating way too much, or exercise crazily to the point of punishing myself. And that was just daily saying these things until they were at the top of my mind, rather than the I'm rubbish or I'm not enough. That began to wither away as these other things became higher. And then I would read the Bible and I would find more and more and more of these things about who God says we are. And so I started writing them down on my iPad, and this list grew and grew. And a couple of years ago, on a mission trip that we led to India, we had our morning devotion time, and we got everybody to bring 3 declarations each morning. So people would take it in turns to bring 3 declarations that they'd found in the Bible that really touched them. And so this list grew as I would note them down, and I just would always be finding these new things. I had this list, and I'd speak them over myself every morning. And it would be so interesting. I could wake up in a really terrible mood, and it would be like, sometimes it would be a few declarations in before something switched in my spirit. Sometimes it would take ages. It would be 10, 15, 20 before that kind of, the lightness came, the joy, the peace came back. And so this body of declarations grew and grew and grew. Again, we were in South Africa on a mission trip, and I had the opportunity to share at this women's, kind of coffee morning, their Bible study gathering. And the word that God put on my heart was about identity. And I just felt to read out this list of declarations over them and say to them, if there are any that are really uncomfortable to hear, just ask Holy Spirit into that, and just take note of what is difficult to accept about who God says you are. And at the end they were saying, look, can you send us that list? Can you send them to us? And everyone wanted this list. And again, in India, there are all of these beautiful, beautiful women in this rural part, and we're doing kind of pastors training conference. And these women from rural India, where they never get told they're beautiful. It's very kind of, just quite old school. And so these women are never told they're beautiful or anything like that. And speaking these declarations over them and watching the penny drop as I then take them to the verse in scripture where it, backed up this stuff, and getting them to all speak it out all at the same time was so powerful. And so it just was bubbling. And then in South Africa, I started illustrating them. I can't even remember fully how, but I think a friend took me to the bookshop. We got this yellow notebook, and I started drawing what each declaration made me think in the same format that's in the book now. And we were on the plane on the way home, and Dom said, oh, can I look at that? And picked it up. We were on the plane, and he started leafing through. And he was so encouraged by it. He was like, I want one of these. I want one for my quiet time. I want one by my bed. I want a copy of this. And so then came the idea for us to print it and publish it so that people can have it as a resource. And it was about February when we said, okay, let's do this. And so since February, we've been kind of go, working on it with the help of some amazing people who are here, who we're going to say more about later. But Mark, who's just there, and Caleb, who's there.
Should we pass that?
Yeah, let's say thank you. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, it's well done. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being bold with your journey and getting it out there. It's a real inspiration. We want to say thank you to a few people just this evening who've been extremely helpful in kind of making this evening happen. Different films that you guys would have seen already, branding, color, ideas. So they may be embarrassed about this, but we always want to do that. We'll start with Mark and Nina. We just give them a round of applause. Mark and Nina. Mark and Nina run a company called Kumi, which is a sort of animation, branding, design company. And also Mark and Nina have been friends of mine for about, I don't know, eight years maybe. There's huge support to my life, just friends, brother and sister on this wild journey. But just particularly the last few months, we've just had another kind of revival of friendship, and just you've really fathered and mothered us through this journey. So we've got you a set of everything and a bit of bubbly. And we want to thank Caleb and Sarah who've been on the same journey, really connected through Kumi, through Mark. Those guys work together, and both these guys have just gone so beyond the pale, of what they kind of signed up for. Such generosity, such creativity, just drop of the hat coming to help us. So thank you guys, so good. It's been such fun. Thank you so much. I really hope that we can do stuff together in the future. And finally, we want to thank Michael and Mary Claire for enabling us to invade the house with this wild office, have us this evening in their garden, and just support us and encourage us along the way. Not always in the easiest of circumstances. So thank you so much for cooking, for having ideas, for really good ideas, and for having us.
And for letting us use the dining room as HQ and the garden shed as the storage depot and the garden as the gallery party venue. I think we've got quite a lot of our things all over the house. So many things. And you guys have been gracious and patient and so encouraging. Thank you so much. Finally, I want to say thank you to you. And I say thank you to Dom, because none of this would have been possible actually without him. In our wedding vows, there's one thing that Dom said to me that stuck out so much, and that he said, I want to seek out your dreams and make them my own. And that, I was like, oh, that's the most precious thing. I'd never heard that before. And that's totally happened over this last year in an incredible way. Dom has got incredible focus, and when he decides to do something, he follows through on it. And in February, you said, okay, let's go for this. And we're here in record timing. There are ideas that I've had years ago that are still brewing. And I think if this one was left to simply my own devices, we would not be here for maybe a little bit longer. But because of your proactiveness and courage, real bravery and vision, we're here. Because you've said, let's do it. And when Dom does something, does it properly. And so a lot of the excellence as well, a lot of that's due to Mark, because he's got a Hitler-esque eye for excellence. It's one of our core values, so we're very grateful for it. It's one of our core values was excellence. Sorry, that's the wrong person. It just came to mind.
Just the excellence.
Jesus, like, I'm so sorry. It's the German in me.
That's the Hitler attitude.
So sorry. But Mark has really helped us reach excellence because he has said, no, that's rubbish. No, work a bit more like this on this. And it's helped me also with the drawings, just really bring my drawings and encourage me in that. But Dom's courage to throw all the eggs in and to do it properly. Yeah, thank you so much.
Without wanting to go on too much longer, there are actually other people we want to just quickly thank you. There's some people who, I'm not going to mention their names, they know who they are. Massive thank you. There's some people who turned up today and chopped carrots and moved chairs around, and Elise at the back just bossed it today with the shop.
Yeah.
Got the t-shirt, literally. Thank you, Joseph, filming, letting people in, constantly seven-hearted. It's just amazing. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming, all of you guys. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for cheering.
Yeah.
It's really a joy. Thanks for finding something yellow. It's a joyous sight, this, to see just all this smattering of yellow. I think we'll wind up. We'll say a few things about the vision. Yeah.
One more thank you, and that's to Freddie and Zach of Candor Creative, who are incredible and have made 2 of the films that you've seen. One that you've seen tonight, and another you've probably seen leading up to this, the promo film. And
We're going to play them again.
we're going to play them again for the next viewing if you've missed the viewings. But these guys are incredible. They're so talented, and again, they are excellent in all that they do. So if you need a film made, they're the ones to talk to. They're kind, they're sensitive, they're really good at, sniffing out what your heart is and what you want. And goodness me, are they creative and excellent and artistic in what they do. And they've really helped us bring this vision to life so well and with real speed and grace. So bless you guys, thank you so much, and we bless your business. May it go from strength to strength.
It's such a joy working with you guys. I mean, the sense of family, the sense of mandate, the fellowship and the spirit, it's a joy. We'd love to encourage, just before we forget, anyone to do more drawings. Thank you to Miranda and Piers for getting in the film, for being vulnerable and authentic about their journey and identity. We'd love in the future for any others of you to do interviews, and we want to have a podcast of this messy, wild journey of who we think we are and how it plays out in our life. And I think probably to end, we're just going to share a little bit again about the vision. We will show the films. We'd love you to pray. We'd love you to, for those of you who pray, and if for those of you who feel prophetic about this, we're going to have a book out. We'd love you to put ideas down, and we'll have probably a prayer evening, a worship evening in the future, where we'd love to just invite you to come and try and sense what heaven is saying over this. Now, I'm So Many Things is a celebration of true identity. We want to invite people all over the world, all over the UK, believers, non-believers, we're all believers, it just depends on what, on this journey of becoming. And we believe becoming the fullest version of who we are in our God-given destiny. And we believe that in order to do that, we need the truth, we need the word of life to penetrate our hearts, to renew our minds, and to kind of prophesy into our environment all the time. So in a sense, this journal that Thea has made, we want to put it out there. We want to kind of prophesy through beautiful objects this heart of excellence could be a picture on the wall, we've got greetings cards coming up, it could be t-shirts, mugs, quiet time mugs, whatever it is. Kath Kidston, in the prophetic, watch out. That sort of thing. We live in a time of identity crisis right now. And so we are even more excited to, I've written something down which I just want to read. Unapologetically, but wisely, creatively, enjoyably war against that crisis. And so please come on that journey. Please, if you feel it's right, buy some of our stuff, give it away as gifts. You know, these mugs are just, I love having cups of tea. I love a cup of tea when I start the day with my prayer life, and just to have this truth coming into my mind, coming into my heart, and changing me from the inside out. It's so exciting. Yeah.
The age range for the book is 3 to 120. So you're all included. And it's actually even younger than that, because one of the things we're so excited about is parents speaking this stuff over their kids. So if you know people who are about to give birth, or have got little kids, or, you know, got middle-sized kids, or grown-up kids, it's a whole family journey. You know, you get told in the playground once, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly. It can hurt so much, and it can ring around, and it can colour your life forever if you let it. So we're so excited about this resource going out for parents, for families, to speak over their kids, even before children can understand it. They can enjoy the pictures, and it's so powerful. Our words are powerful. Life and death in the power of the tongue. And that you can speak over kids, you can prophesy over kids, over who they're becoming before they even know what it's about. And also for exhausted mums, like bedtime, that's when mums are exhausted. And suddenly bedtime story time, they're going to get mega blessed, as well as doing story time, because they're going to get filled up. So that's just one of the excitements that we have, is for families. And we hope to be doing seminars and workshops with kids and with youth. We want to be going to schools, we want to be going to Christian unions, we're working with the Stewards Trust. So we're so excited. We're going to be at a lot of festivals this summer, hoping to meet a lot of people and speak to a lot of people. So yeah, please pray for us for that, and pass it on. As Dom said, get a book, give it to someone. Even people who don't know Jesus, I think it's palatable for people who don't know Jesus. It's, you don't have to kind of worry about that. It's very accessible for everyone, and we're just excited. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. I want to thank my mum and dad, who I love very much, and who are huge champions in our lives. And so thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me and us next week when we come and stay.
And take over your house.
We'll take over that house. Thank you for coming, everyone. I think that's about it.
Yeah,
we have a hot tub.
Viewing.
There's going to be another... Someone get in the hot tub. There we are, JJ, absolutely. Elise. Take a drink, enjoy, hang about a bit, chat.
Next film viewing starting in 3 minutes. Let's do one straight.
Should we do one in 3 minutes? Who hasn't seen it and would like to see some films? Okay, I'll put one on in 3 minutes.
3 minutes we'll be gathering.
We do have a YouTube channel, we have a Facebook channel, we have an Instagram. The website's gone live today. Thanks for those who've helped with that. The e-commerce site's running. You can buy stuff online. And that's it. Food, drink,
coming.
Punch,
Yes,
hang about.
Here comes Mum with warm butternut squash and coconut stew.
Oh my God.
The main course is now.
That's amazing.